And what's up, YouTube? Cam, that guy here, back once again with another YouTube video, man. So in this YouTube video, I'm about to be going over bear stuff, right? I'm about to be going over bear stuff. So what this means is, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to be going over certain bear things pertaining to paint. This will just be go over painting things and all that other stuff. I seen some stuff online. I'm like, you know what? Yes, you know what I'm saying? I got something just to see, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of something, you know what I mean? 'Cause I didn't know what to talk about with paint. I got to re up on a paint video I deleted. For all intents and purposes, I had to delete it, right? I'm like, you know what? This is great, you know what I'm saying? I get to go back over something, you know what I'm saying, that I used to do that I was too good at. I went blind, ABC, ABC, just by even looking at the video of itself, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it was, you know what I mean? Like, I was pretty bad, you know what I mean? So we back to it, all that other stuff, you know what I mean? So look, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, back with the paint stuff, and let's get going. You know what I'm saying? Alright, here we go, man. Bear. You know what I'm saying? This is obviously part of Home Depot. Look at all them. Better all of them. I feel like if I get back in shape. Back at Home Depot I was, you know what I'm saying, back with the dreads and stuff. You know, fun fact, Bear Rep wanted me to become a Bear Rep and move to another state or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. So, yeah, you know what I mean. But anyways, keep your jobs run on schedule, failure free, and under budget is the goal of any point professionally. So it's vital to use every available resource. A valuable ally you should never overlook is your pro rep, who can help you with anything from troubleshooting, coding issues, and product selection to get team discounts and finding prospective customers. Yeah, so it's always important, you know what I'm saying, as a painter to make sure you build a connection with your customers, right? As far as when I was a Bear associate, my fault, Home Depot, build out a relationship with customers. Always make sure you ask them, "Hey, how you doing? What are you painting today? Do you know what paint you need? What brushes? ABC, ABC. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to do, right? You know what I mean? So it's always good to build that connection so people can come back or refer to you. I had a few customers come after me. I have a few customers come after me because I was typically night, right? Hey, it's Cameron here. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they moved me towards the day, you know, I started becoming light. And, and you know, I really did though. I was the face of the franchise, you know what I mean? Pretty much. I don't mean like football was or basketball, but I mean like just in general. I was the face of the franchise. I didn't really mean to say football on purpose like that fast, but I kind of did acid slash purpose. But it's kind of what I was. I was the face of Home Depot pretty much. I mean, you hear the songs, you know what I mean? Man of the establishment, all that shit, right? You know what I mean? But not only that, there was somebody else that, you know, they asked me who he was. I didn't know who he was. I didn't see him until like fucking September. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who he fucking I didn't know who he was. You know what I mean? So that's kinda how it is, right? So as one of those type of associates, right? As a painter associate, it's always good to have good customer service. You know what I'm saying? Because out of any department in the store, that was one of those fucking departments where you get consistent customers. Like you get them back to back. You always got to get them. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it goes. So you always got to have that good connection and stuff like that, right? You know what I mean? So obviously these are called swatches, right? Let's call them swatches, and behind them are color chips. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it that real quick, right? So these are swatches, and what these are is they show all the colors of what is named and all that other stuff, and behind them is color chips, which could be swatches as well. So anyway, here we go. Bear Pro Reps spend years mastering the Bear Rep product portfolio, including application methods and proper selection. They also dictated themselves to understanding end users, many of whom are or could be your customers too. Bear Pro Reps understand the needs and challenges of our customers across our audience's segments, including, you know what I'm saying, pro painters, architects, designers, property managers, and faculty managers. Hear from three Bear Pro Reps who share their top tips for pros on the job. Proper prep is critical. Eric Miranda has been bare for 5 years, including the 3 in the field, working directly with pro painters. Most of the problems I see stem from improper prep or product selection, says Miranda. Yes, I do believe, you know what I'm saying, if you set up an area correctly, it'll work. Customers will abide by it. So, in other words, if an end cap look stop interrupting me. If an end cap look nice or if an aisle look nice, that will get a customer to go. If you don't know what end cap is, that's the end of an aisle. So the end of an aisle, that's called an end cap, right? So that's pretty much what it means. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it means. Not only that, you know what I'm saying, just how an aisle looks. Make sure everything is face. So if you don't know what face means, that means pushed up. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, right? Make sure everything looks neat. And here's one of the most important things, the overhead, right? At Home Depot, it's important that, you know what I'm saying, only, I believe, one of a pallet, a talent, I mean, this way, but a pallet, you know what I'm saying, hang above the overhead. So when you lose stop it, so when you use a forklift, you can pull it down. You know what I'm saying? So I always have one hanging. On the contrary, you know what I'm saying, they kind of update the rules so much, so you really don't know. But I believe, and I've seen them all on the overhead, one is always kind of like, you know, to where you can grab it. You know what I'm saying? They edited me. I'm too talented right now. That's kind of how it go, right? So that's pretty much it. It's painting 101, but it's always bears repeating, pun intended. Fully and properly prep the surface. If you find that you have a coating failure, reach out to Bear Pro Rep. Let me talk about this real quick. You should never have a coating failure. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, you prime. You know what I'm saying? And then for two, you pick a good quality paint. Right? You know what I'm saying? You should have no coating failure at all. But if you come across a bad mix, then I guess you can. I'll just go to Home Depot and be like, hey, this mix is bad. Always leave that tag on there. We come back with a tag, right? And obviously, paint's not refundable, but I'm just saying, it says on there, but I'm just saying, you still bring it and say, look, this paint's fucked up. Now I use primer. A lot of people, and we recommend Kills too, but you could use, there's some other Bear primers out there. You got one, a purple can, ABC. I believe it goes with there, or orange can that goes on the walls. I don't really remember. But there's different primers you can use, but we always recommend Kills 2. And obviously, you got original Kills, but that's an oil base. And then Kills 3, that's for exterior, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. So we're just going to go with that, right? Anywho, you know what I'm saying? Together, you can review each step in the process to see how the problem originated and create a plan to fix it. Furthermore, know when you can/can't use paint and primer in one. Another issue Miranda noted is improper use of paint and primer in one products. Okay. Let's see. Always keep in mind that the paint and primer products are for specific circumstances. I don't recall this, but let me see. Said Miranda. With a brand new surface, a primer is still needed to seal the surface before applying. Oh, okay. I see what they're saying. They're pretty much saying sometimes applying a paint and primer won't work. Sometimes that's why I always say use a primer before a paint and primer. That's why I always said that. You know what I mean? That's common sense. You know what I'm saying? That I don't even know why they said that. You know what I mean? Paint and primer is a great choice for a surface that is properly prepared, like an interior repaint. The increased solids mean better coverage with the use of a separate primer. However, if you are dealing with a surface like new drywall, wood, metal, or areas you've patched, take the extra step of priming to ensure that the surface is ready for the top coat. It takes a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's going to provide the customers with a more foolproof job, says Miranda. All right. Working with your rep could mean more business. Nicole Higgins is an architectural and design rep for Barrett in Atlanta, Georgia. She spends her days meeting with designers and architects to educate them on perfect Barrett products for their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Man. Now, you might wonder if that has to do with pro painters. You know what I'm saying? My biggest role with pro painters is to funnel them opportunities. Yes, you know what I'm saying. So let's say this real quick. Let's go back up. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So pretty much, I mean, to educate a bear, I mean, any type of professional painter is always good because they can get more help. I mean, obviously, stop interrupting me. I tell professional painters that look, you know what I mean, they already know what they do. Like, they come in, they get the cheapest paint because they know how to use it. And I say this plenty of times, right? But it's true though. I mean, the only thing I'll tell them is to go ahead and sign up. You know what I'm saying, for rewards. That's why I try to tell them. You know what I'm saying, because you buy so much of it, you get more money. You get less money. My fault. You get a discount for all that other stuff. So you gotta do all that. That's why I end up doing this stuff like that. And that's why I tell professional painters you sign up. So when you buy thousands of dollars of paint, when you come back, you'll get discounted and all that other stuff. So you got a bronze, silver, gold. You know what I'm saying? And then you go through it like that, and they'll get discounted ABC. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? This makes her an excellent and valuable resource for painters, contractors with whom she works. Once a project is specified with Bear, I help bridge the gap between the design side and the education side by identifying professional painters. Ooh. By identifying professional painters and contractors who are qualified to bid on the work. These give painters accessible, high-value commercial opportunities they might not be otherwise be aware of. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So look, I spit on my phone by accident, but yeah. Because of this symbiotic relationship, Higgins generates new opportunities for pros while Miranda ensures those same pros are using the right products leading to on-time job completion. We really work together as a team to present a complete portfolio of what Barrett can offer. We don't just help with paint orders, we generate and create projects, says Higgins. Take the Bear Pro Challenge. If you haven't tried Bear Paint before, you might qualify to give it a test run. Yes. So look. Nice stoppage. So look, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, Sherwin-Williams and Bear. You know what I'm saying? So I want to compare the two paints. Obviously, I kind of did before. So Sherwin-Williams is a thinner paint, obviously, but it's the best paint on the market. It has good ingredients in it and all that other stuff. Bear is slightly thicker and all that other stuff. You probably wonder, well, which one's better? Well, obviously Sherwin-Williams. But look, you know what I'm saying? Bear paint is still nice. It's still good. And if you're looking for something that's thicker, it depends on your preference. Now, obviously, I recommend Sherwin-Williams for more experience. But if you're less experienced, I recommend Bear. And that's about it. Now, here we go. If you have a painter who only wants to use one of our competitors' products, we can provide an equivalent Bear product to test in a adjacent room. This way, they can paint one room with the competitor's product and then one room with the equivalent Bear product, and then from a judgment, said Higgins. This challenge is very successful. And pursued it, you know what I'm saying? To choose, you know what I'm saying, Bear Paint because they see our product quality firsthand. Obviously, these are Bear people working. So there's different levels of, I don't remember them verbatim, but I'm going to explain them to you, of paint Bear people, or just people in general. You know what I'm saying? You got associates, then you got DH, right? Obviously. Now you got the people like this, you know what I'm saying? Then you got these other type of people that come in the morning, they work with it as well. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, you know what I'm saying, you got the manager over paint and ABC. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know that. Anyways. The Bear Pro Challenge not only allows painters to test out a new product, but also allows you to better understand the true value of the product you select. The Bear Pro Challenge was introduced to show the value of Bear paint, but you have to measure the true cost, says Mario Garcia, National Account Manager for Property Management. Contact your local Bear Pro rep for more information. You know what I'm saying? A higher grade paint can save time and money. Garita has worked for Bear for 26 years. Okay. And today he works closely with a multi-family property manager, both existing and new construction. Garita points out the importance of measuring the true job cost and not just cost per gallon. Yes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't take into consideration the job cost. Why the fuck do painters get paid $16 an hour to paint? In Florida, by the way, where it's hot. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense, right? You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. So I personally think, as a physical painter, I'm looking at 20 plus in Florida. That's what I'm looking at, right? Now you live in California, I get probably 30, 25, something like that, right? You know, because obviously the minimum wage is higher there, so you gotta increase the pay rate, right? I was in Tallahassee, low, like there's a bunch of 1,000 there floating around, right? So that's why you gotta, you know, some kind of lower that pay rate, but you just the physical labor part. So that's why I would make it $20 most definitely. And believe it or not, I will make this more Dead Orient Die Peasant. I gotta say that on camera real quick, but obviously, and then I will make the people who mix the paint a little less. I'll actually keep that at 18. That's what I would do. But anyways, a lot of times, I know, right? But a lot of times we end up proving that a higher quality product is actually cheaper, says Garita. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I believe that, let's see if I give an example of something paint wise. I can't think of nothing, I ain't gonna, let's go and keep going, right? For instance, if you paint 2 rooms and the first is painted with an entry level product that costs 10 per gallon, and it takes 7 gallons to get a good finish, and I would get a 5 and then 2 ones, right? And then that would be 70, right? But if you paint the second room with a mid-level paint that costs 15 per gallon, but got full coverage, you know what I'm saying? Using 4 gallons, that cost is only 60. In addition, you have a lower labor cost when applying 4 gallons compared to 7. I got scrap metal and chip. Let me say this real quick. Home Depot, you'd be surprised how many people, it's a preference thing. Some people prefer to tote 1 gallons, and then guess what? We discount the price to a 5 gallon, right? That's what we do. But on the contrary, there be people, right, that they like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. They like, you know what I'm saying, to get 4 1 gallons, right? They like to get 4 1 gallon ones. I'm like, you might as well just get 5 gallon. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what it's like, right? So, you know, it depends, you know what I'm saying, what your preference is. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it goes, right? In addition, you have 1 lower labor cost when applying 4 gallons compared to 7. That's where we have to educate our customers. You may pay for more product, but you'll use less product. Representing overall, says Gartura. This is Bear Pro flat exterior, I believe. No, this is interior, my fault. I forgot the camera. Exterior is black, my mistake. I haven't been there in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it is, right? You know what I mean? So this is interior. Obviously, you need a primer for this. Did y'all know that? So you need a primer for this. You know what I'm saying? That has no primer in it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to say that. Anyway, working hand in hand with your Bear Pro rep, you know what I'm saying, grants you access to a valuable resource, you know what I'm saying, can save you time, money, and even help you get more business. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much shit right there. So that was nice for me to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Let's go and wrap up this video. You know what I'm saying? So overall, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I mean? I would say this is a pretty good roundup. and just Bear Pro tips and all that other stuff. So expose a little information. This is a nice video to upload, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I can't do videos like this often, but I felt I need to do one final video of paint, you know what I'm saying, with Cam That Guy. Now obviously I was saying I gotta do a reaction to AI, and then you know what I'm saying, I gotta talk about some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much shit, right? But I think this video was solid. I covered everything I needed to cover. And that was it, you know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, you know what I'm saying? And subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And I will catch you in the next video.